MLS cut season, let's admit it to each other, it's really stupid, isn't it? If you're a fan of an MLS team, you've probably figured out the cycle by now for the kit releases. Every single season, each team replaces either their home kit, otherwise known as the primary kit, or their away kit, the secondary kit. They only replace one each year, and that means each kit has a life cycle of about 2 years. That's great. It's actually worked out really well for the teams, for the league. Each team gets to keep a consistent brand identity, but keep things fresh, keep things interesting. It's really nice being able to turn on a match and know exactly who is playing just by looking at what is going on the field, right? It's very, very helpful. However, the league and the team seem to act like this is all brand new every year, that this is some great grand secret that they're going to reveal to everybody come late February, that they're going to be releasing a new kit that you didn't see coming. This is great news. But it's really weird because in the in-between of the end of the previous season and the start of the new one, everybody who is a fan knows this new kit is coming, and yet the teams kind of have to act like it isn't. Especially awkward in December, where the teams are trying to sell, usually at full price, a kit that they know they are going to be getting rid of in just a couple of months or even just a couple of weeks later. And it's so strange because everything is kept so secret. I can tell you from experience, the teams get furious if anybody finds out what the design looks like of the new kit earlier than their official releases. Furious about this. Why? We all know it's coming, right? It's a secret, but it's not even that good of a secret. Look, the teams are working on these kits for years, like I'll admit, weirdly long amount of time given how fine most of the kits are. I promise you, ask anybody in the industry, they are working on kits 2-3 seasons away right now. They are working on materials and designs and everything else. But that also means there are a ton of people that already know what this looks like and have known for, again, years. And as you get closer and closer to the official launch, what happens? More and more people need to know. The number of people who know grows exponentially. You have suddenly low-level hourly employees at various physical retailers for these kits are sworn to secrecy, I guess to their shift manager, about how they promise they will not take photos of this product in a box in their back shelves and post it online, where a ton of soccer fans would love to see what the new design looks like. And, oh, by the way, this is how, all of the kits get leaked, is some Dick's Sporting Goods or somewhere posts these images, they get leaked to usually footy headlines for some reason, and all of a sudden, all of the images are already up there, negating any sort of surprise, which again is not a surprise because everybody knows it's coming anyway. Add to that, you have online retailers who are doing the exact same thing and might accidentally publish a page early, or somebody is able to guess a URL of an unlisted page. Very, very easy. That's how a lot of other kits get leaked. And then we have the hilarious mishap of this year, which is EAFC, otherwise known as FIFA to the rest of the world here, pushes an update with all of the kits for the upcoming season early before their official launch, which means everybody who is paying attention to their team online already knows what the kit looks like in the lowest resolution way possible. FC Cincinnati's was released via EAFC Mobile, which was somehow even worse, and then they revoked the update. Why is this a secret? Why does this have to be a secret? We already know it's coming, and yet the teams, the league, will spend hours and hours and honestly countless fortunes of people's combined salaries making so many graphics and the cool little explainers, designing and explaining every single wrinkle in the shirt has some grand, deep meaning to the founding of their city or something. You also have these incredibly slick, well-produced release videos of somebody usually kicking a soccer ball in the city with lightning bolts and stuff happening. It's always crazy and cool and slick. But something that always kind of threw me off is that there is way more effort being put into these kits being released and so much production value in the unveiling, again, of a fancy t-shirt than they do for new player signings. Like when a new player is signed, it's usually like a graphic and then a short story on the website. You might get a highlight reel or highlight video posted like a couple hours later. And they're fine, they're good, that's fine. But why is there way more effort being put into the kit release than the players? At some point, we need to be asking ourselves, what is the point of a soccer team here? Like, what are we doing exactly? And don't get me wrong, I get it. The point of all of the hoopla is to drive sales, right? You want to create excitement about the new kit and you want to sell new shirts. Here's the problem with that. The kits usually release in mid to late February, which, oh, by the way, it's about the time the MLS season starts these days. You know when they don't release? Is before Christmas. Now again, as we already discussed, everybody already knows the designs of the shirt before Christmas, before the holiday shopping season, right? They will not release them then. They release them moments before the first games kick off, so that anybody who buys one online probably isn't getting one in time for the first home game, right? If your goal here is to make as much money as possible, why are you leaving the biggest sales window off the table? Like, what are you doing here? You could, at a minimum, do a pre-sale, a pre-order, and distribute those at, I don't know, preseason activations in the branding lingo leading up to the season, or make them available before the first match so that people could go in and wear them for the first match, which is like the whole point of this, right? What am I missing here? And look, the preseason is the best time to be selling a new kit, right? Like this is when everybody thinks their team is getting better, it's doing better, they're so happy, they cannot wait for the new season. The new signings are gonna make the team way better than they were last year, right? That's everybody's thought. Why not be wearing those new shirts? Why not be pushing those new shirts all through the offseason? Why are you waiting until the first loss of the season for half of the teams in the league before you start making these available for sale? Are people dying to buy the shirts after they've already seen their team lose in them? I don't think so. I don't think that's helping the cause. And let's be real, the current system doesn't really work for anybody, right? So the first orders go on in late February. They usually sell out really quickly. We've seen in the past, especially with FC Cincinnati, that these kits don't get restocked until the summer, June, July. You might start getting new kits in. But at that point, you're already halfway to the next new kit. Why would you be dying to buy the kit that you already know there's another one coming right around the corner? And then a year and a half later, they're selling these same kits for like $7. And believe me, you can buy some of these kits insanely cheap that are very authentic, sure, but they're very, very cheap. I own a handful. I have yet to pay more than $30 total for like 3 or 4 different authentic kits total. That's not to say you can't be proud of your work. I understand a lot of people put a lot of time, effort, and energy into these kits, and I appreciate that. I really like that my team tries to look good, and I know they're not all going to be winners. Not everybody's going to like every design choice. That's fine. I'm not worried about that, and I want people to be proud of their work. I'm just saying that when EAFC Mobile beats you to the punch, you might want to start reassessing how you're doing things rather than just clamping down on the secrecy anymore. Just release these back in December. It's not going to hurt anybody. In fact, I think it'll help you. Roll it out in December. Have the teams play them in preseason, like in the new kits, and I might suggest broadcasting a handful of those, get people hyped, and just stop acting like these are the nuclear codes, folks. They're shirts. We'll all survive.